Hey guys, Dr. Paul Reed coming at you live with my new Q&A. What is this Q&A on? I'm getting so many messages. Paul, how are you doing all the things that you're doing? How do you run 4 practices? How have you done property development? More importantly, how do you have an amazing family? How are you saving money? How are you maintaining your faith? And so this F4 is faith, family, fitness, and finance. So we got messages coming in all the time about those things. So I'm just going to come at you live every single week, and we're going to talk about those things. So the first question that came in is, how do you find time for personal time, right? Time is our arbitrage. There's never enough time. So I would tell you is schedule your time in. Schedule things that you enjoy to do. One of the next questions talking about fitness, but one of my times for myself is my fitness time, right? It's for me to go decompress away from the offices, decompress away from my employees, and really just take time for me for my self-care, because your self-care is important, because if you are a reflection of your businesses, right? So when you are spot on, when your fitness is good, your faith is good, your family's good, your finances are in order, you're gonna have an amazing life and everything else is gonna get easier. So schedule that time for your personal development time. The second question is, how do I find time to work out? Right? We are busy. Again, I have 34 employees I'm managing. I'm traveling and speaking, promoting ChiroFest, have all this stuff that I'm doing. I get up early. It's plain and simple, the majority of my workout time is early. 3:30 or 4 in the morning, the alarm clock goes off. I'm at the gym at 5-ish. So early time is what's best for me, but you got to find out what's best for you. So best for me to get my exercise in, to maintain my health, right, is early AM. So you might be different, but get in that rhythm, right? Life is about rhythm, and so find that rhythm that works for you best to get your fitness in, and right, because that's one of the cornerstones that you have to have is your fitness. The next thing you want to know is, how do I know when to expand my business? Like, Paul, how did you get 4 offices? How are you doing the property? How are you managing all that craziness, right? So there's really no good time, right? It's kind of like having a kid. There's no perfect time to have a kid. You know what? God, it's time, we're having one. So it's the same thing with business. I kind of got to that tipping point where I felt like I was serving in chiropractic. I was serving the amount of people that I felt comfortable serving, right? So it's time to bring on another doc. And then, hey, we're losing people driving across town, right? Because we have 4 in a confined area. So let's open a practice across town so that we can service those people who are losing, because we don't want to lose them. They're part of our practice family, our practice community. We want to help them express optimal health. So obviously you need finances. So the business was supporting itself, and it had enough to where if that practice, right, the new one wasn't gonna meet its needs for 6 months or a year, I could give it some money, right, to keep it going. And so there's a balance of, there's some extra cash, but then again, there's no perfect time. So you have to, like, some people say you just got to put them out there and have faith that you're doing what God has called you to do. And so make sure you're secure and comfortable and safe, but then just put them out there. Just have faith in yourself and know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So another question that came the other day is, all of us businessmen, right, we're drivers. Most of us that are successful, we're I don't know necessarily we're type A, but as entrepreneurs, we're like always moving, always shaking, always hustling, always looking for the next thing to do. But life should go in the order, in my opinion, of your faith, right, and then your family before any business stuff. And so how do you find time for your bride, right? Because behind every king, there's a better queen that is helping that king shine, right? That's their roles. They're there to love and support and encourage and help you go to the next level. And so again, it has to get scheduled, guys, right? It's even like, I personally take a lot, like I block out my lunches so that I can see my wife during my lunches. Again, I'm up early, I'm into the gym, I come home, I'm hustling, getting ready to get to the office to do my huddle, my prep for my patients, right? And then I have some other business stuff I'll have to do. And so I schedule some lunchtime. Like, we at least 3 days a week meet for lunch, right? Just so that I have that time. Because again, work late, 7, 8, sometimes 8:30, 9 at night, get home, you're tired, you want to see your kids at the same time. Getting up at 3:30 or 4, you're beat. So you got to schedule that time. And then if you don't have full days, right? Like in the practice, I don't work Tuesday mornings in the practice. I'm working on the practice during those times, but schedule some time then as well. And then weekends, right? Again, you got to shut down and connect with your bride, because she makes you, right? You're one in unity, and when that one in unity is congruent and whole, everything else is going to blossom. So you got to make the time. And the next biggest challenge was, how did my biggest challenge the last 5 years, somebody messaged me like, you've gone from 1 practice to 2 practice, and then all of a sudden we had 4 practices. How did you expand? What was the biggest challenge? And the biggest challenge for me as being a driver and an entrepreneur is like people management, right? That's the hardest thing in business is helping to, I have 34, 35 employees now. Most of them are women. So it's trying to help myself learn better communication skills. So that to me has been the biggest challenge is really the people management part. But again, what I did is I hired somebody else to do it. So I hired an operations manager because it wasn't my skill set. Again, I'm the driver. If I ask you once, it better be done. And if not, then Dr. Paul gets upset and might come across when I ask the second time with a little bit of temper or emotion with it instead of just saying, hey, did you get that done? So I hired somebody, right, as my operations manager that's better than I to communicate with my people so that I don't have to do the things that I'm not good at. And so that's another key to expansion is hiring people to align with your model to help you expand and grow. So hey, again, guys, Dr. Paul coming at you with F4. We're going to be doing this every week, talking faith, family, fitness, and finance, right? Hashtag F4, DM me, direct message, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're at. If you have questions, we'll be talking about those next week. So until then, make today better than yesterday.